Hey, Gamex here. So, they released a patch today, the first gameplay tuning update. Overall, I'm going to say the game doesn't play dramatically different, but there are some issues that I'll get into that I have problems with. But I have played the game for, I don't know, 3-4 hours today already, and a lot of things that were effective are still effective. A lot of things that you can and can't do still the same way, just some minor tunes. And let's go over the notes and tell you what I'm most frustrated about with EA. I guess overall, right at the front, I'm most frustrated with EA that it feels like a lot of their job is done haphazardly, and it has to do with abilities and what we've seen on cards, the abilities going into franchise mode. Let's get to that when we get to that, though, and I'll go over my big rant on that in a bit. So, key highlights. Offensive linemen have added abilities of superstars. Edge Protector is one of them. Post up with the edge protectors to help against edge rushing. Post up for impact block, for hold double team blocks. Run block elite holds run blocks. Pass block elite holds pass blocks. Zone blocker for zone block run plays. Power blocker, gap block run plays. Threat detector to pick up extra blitzes, which is a duplication of an X factor currently in the game. All day, increase wait time between pass rush moves attempts by the defender when engaging on pass plays. Nasty streak frequently impacts blocks. Puller elite increases blocking engagements when pulling on the run play, also known as an impact block. Secure protector, all already available. So my biggest problem with these things is they seem to be doing the same thing, describing a little bit. So why I think this part is haphazard is that what do these actually mean? What stats do these affect? How do they decrease the timer? Like secure protector, I've seen some people freak out about it. I didn't face many people in House Rules today with a lot of, I guess I faced a couple superstars, but I didn't really feel their pain as much. I felt it a little bit. But some people say secure protector is broken now because they replaced it with this edge protector. And it's like, okay, what do we do? What is the best one for us? Is edge protector just now the new secure protector? And then my biggest issue is if they nerf secure protector, and we know they nerfed armbar, a few other things they talk about below, where is our training refund? We spent money training on getting these things on our cards. Why are you not refunding the training? Why is it this morning so many different cards had these other type of chemistries added to them, and then they're taken away? We had the same issue on PS4 this year with John Randall, D-Law, both had Edge Rush Elite and Pass Rush Elite chemistries, and then they were taken away with no refunds to the players. Where are our refunds? You cannot nerf something. I mean, you can. Obviously, there's no mortal law, but it's not treating the customer with respect when you take something away from them that they paid full price for because you expected it to act a certain way. Now, that's the right thing to do, is to issue make rights for these chemistries. Do I expect it? No. EA has shown that they are not going to refund our chemistries, but I think it is something we should demand as consumers. That if they nerf it, if they change, just like Hearthstone developers do this. They nerf cards, they give refunds. It's not that hard. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? It's not going to mess up the economy. Training is non-auctionable. So, I don't know if it's too difficult. They did this thing last year. They have made no mention of a training refund coming. And we've seen it in the past. They've done it. So, please, EA, I don't know if you're listening, but we need this. All right? So, along with this, that refund, so when I talk about haphazardly, so with a lot of these things today, we don't know what they do. A lot of these offensive line things, like how long do they, stop blocks? What's the kind of delta between players that it helps a little bit with? Does it engage longer for like a second longer, second and a half? And how is power blocker different than regular just run block elite? Is run block elite a combination of zone blocker and power blocker? That'd be nice to know. Like, maybe it is. They said they're working on a spreadsheet, and I hope that comes out. Why isn't it out on day one? Why are all these chemistries messed up on day one? It feels like their entire business model is like, hey, throw it out there, splurge it out on the table, and then let Kralo clean it up later with the community feedback, and then we'll fix it later. We'll just put it on the Kralo shoulder. Why is it going on the community manager's shoulders to figure out how this game actually works? Why can they not communicate to this all in this blog? They have the detailed stats. Why are we relying on MUT leaks to show, these mystery things? Like, here's the thing. They mentioned nothing about high points. Did they? And it got changed. They don't even give us all of their changes in their notes. Disgusting. They're not even that open. Like, there's a ton of changes here, don't get me wrong. But when you don't put everything in there, how can we trust you as developers? Huge issue. And now you see me putting out these negative things. I want to say overall, the game isn't that much different. Like, the game isn't much worse, but playing. Like, I know a lot more people like say this patch is the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. There is a play screen bug now where you have to pick the play twice, and that is definitely annoying. They say they know about it. They're going to try and fix it in the future update. So it's known about, all right? So that's probably the worst thing that's happened in this patch, besides for the lack of training, refund, or knowledge on that. And we do need that ASAP. That's not that hard. It's just MUT stuff. They can do it server side. So, O-line abilities, I want to know what does what. And if Secure Protector got nerfed, that needs to be a refund too. Let's see, where were we? Scroll back up. All right, so we got all this stuff. So we also got a new mechanic, a double team mechanic added to the game. I like it. I really wish they didn't take away the pinch line feature. That helped against some blitzes, but double team feature is nice. So basically, if you have a right tackle, this is what I had today. A lot of people come out with a left end, right end with like chemistries, you know, the pass rush chemistries. So now I have my right tackle with the pass rush chemistry, and then I just double team the left tackle side, so that way the left tackle, left guard will stop like LT or something over there, double him, so that basically I have two secure blockers. Just know they mention it. If you get blitzed, that you will get, you know, fucked up, because two guys are going on one, so you can get overloaded pretty easily with this new double team mechanic. So you really got to know what your opponent's sending at you, or if you get fooled, then you just got to get the ball in your hands super quick. Like it says right here, once in this state, you'll be shown D2 indicator. So yeah, double team, I like it. It's not that hard. They go into a little bit more depth in a little bit. We'll talk about it there. Global updates, general stability and connectivity improvements. I hope it helps keep taking out desyncs or decreasing them. They also updated the likenesses for a lot of players here. I'm not going to go through each one. You can go through the link. I'll put it in the description below if you want to know each one of the likenesses that got updated. Franchise updates with the scenario engine, lipstick on a pig, phrase of the franchise, don't care. There's no replayability there. More franchise issues. They said they're not bringing it. You have to start a new franchise if you want the O-line abilities, so that's kind of broken. Fantasy draft, cool. Presentation updates, gamer tags, indicators, MUT squads, creation save, camera in Packer Stadium, Jumbotron, cameras, quarterbacks, Roethlisberger's X Factor, which we'll get to in a little bit, in-game text and banner improvements, cool. New feed, like, and a lot of stuff is like, yeah, sure, this could be a lot of things to just like give a generic update here, and maybe this isn't really that important in my opinion, but still, it's nice to have that at the record of what they actually changed. Maybe it just, I don't know, they just don't feel like doing that because there's so many of them, and they feel like it bogged down their website with too much traffic. Weird that they don't just list it. Gameplay updates, new features and mechanics, pass block, double team mechanics. So here's how you do it. You bring up the left bumper, which they don't show it. Left bumper, double team comes up with that D, and then you move it left or right on the thumbstick, and then you hit A to set it. You see right there, double team down on the right thumbstick once you bring up, after you hit left bumper to bring up your pass protection. So weird that they got rid of the pinch instead of like say max protect, which is already a feature you can do with other buttons. This was something that you couldn't do with other buttons. Seems like a great EA choice. Superstar X Factor's added offensive line, superstar and abilities, tuning to increase the effectiveness of double move routes versus double move abilities. This is something that, so it's weird that they say increase the effectiveness of double move route cuts for double move abilities. MUT Leaks said right here, man coverage, cut reaction delay, and double move win. 0.5 to 1.5. So like even when the defensive wins, they still delay a while longer. So this is just, it doesn't say anything about abilities here, right? This is just regular man coverage. So they nerfed man coverage a little bit against double moves, but in here it says for double move abilities. Now maybe MUT Leaks left out the fact that this is only for abilities, but it definitely does look like it's standard coverage, man coverage, cut reaction delay, double move, and a defensive win. Even when the defense wins, they still lose because double moves at the counter to man coverage. All right, added the fade hot route to the criteria to activate the streak specialist ability. Nice. Fixed an issue preventing X Factor zone progress from populating correctly on the first play after restart a game session. Sweet. That's, you know, when you go to the next solo, we had that issue. Tuning to decrease blocking boosts on pin and pull group. Now, here's the thing. Some of this stuff, we hadn't even tried in MUT yet. Fast break, protected, that was in regs. For some reason, they nerfed them before we even got a chance to try them. I don't know if the people in regs had that powerful opinion about those things, but like, why would you nerf a statue quarterback's ability right now? Where the fuck is Escape Artist in this nerf? Why are you nerfing pocket passers? Don't need nerfs, okay? Everybody at the top end, most everybody, not everybody, is using that glitchy Steve Young power up with Escape Artist. If you've played against it, you know the full power. It is insane if somebody scrambles. I saw Chaos did testing on it. A quarterback that has 99 speed behind a line of scrimmage is slower, significantly slower than an 82 speed quarterback with Escape Artist. So I don't know why. Fast break was a QB option thing for like running, which we don't have. There's nobody in MUT yet that had it. It was only in regs for like Cam and Lamar. But man, getting rid of protected when we haven't even tried it in MUT yet, that's what I consider overpatching. Way overpatching. Pin and pull guru, inside zone guru, outside zone guru. I had used pin and pull guru. To my knowledge, it wasn't that crazy. I still had some run sheds against me with it, but they basically, I don't know. Today I ran some tosses with somebody with it on, and yeah, it was bad. It was just like having no pin and pull guru at all. But I'll keep experimenting with that. So that one's definitely nerfed. And then so this is nerfed. Where is my training for this? I put this on my card based off what it had, and they nerfed it. Give us our training back. Steelers quarterback Roethlisberger with an updated new Superstar X Factor versus Brick Wall. So Superstar X Factors, you know my opinions on those. I think they are much less useful than abilities. They're still okay, but in my opinion, this isn't that big of a deal. They break the first sack attempt. That already happens for a lot of quarterbacks in the game. But yeah, so it's in the zone. He'll break the first sack attempt as long as he's in the pocket. Both Ultimate Team and Franchise. They tuned the fumble rates and stiff arm strength. So that's the stiff arm strength. I think armbar got a nerf. And the fumble rates, they decreased the fumble rates. Now, fumble rates are kind of like an interesting thing. I think quarterbacks should fumble frequently. And they mentioned the quarterbacks are going to stay with their higher fumble chance intentionally. In my opinion, that's great. The fumble rates for running backs, the thing is like when you juke into a hit stick, you should 100%, not 100%, but like 80, 90% of the time you should fumble, right? Because that's just like making a dumb move under your control. You juked into a hit stick, you should fumble the ball. Now, fumbling the ball, if you're running down the field and you see a hit coming, that's something where it should be like, okay, maybe that shouldn't be as much of a fumble. MUT Leaks actually went through the fumble chance change. So basically, you want to look at right here. So this is the hit stick rating on the current patch. At 30 higher hit power than carrying, the modifier is 0.6. So that's like having 90 hit power against 60 carrying. You don't see that often in the game except for like wide receivers or something. In the previous patch, 30, it was at 0.7. So there was like what, 0.6 to 0.7. I don't know. Is it like a 15% increase in fumbles? But then like if your rating is only 25 higher, it's only a 0.3. So that 5 points right there of extra delta between the difference was just dramatic, causing fumbles. So low carrying guys absolutely got wrecked post and so like even pre-patch and post-patch still. So now it's down to like 23 for a 0.25. So a little bit. So 20. Yeah, sorry, that's 25. What am I talking about? 25 because I fricked up. 0.25 modifier. 20. A lot of the rating deltas are probably going to be like 10 higher hit power than carrying. So your delta, what is that? 0.15. And then pre-patch, it was, yeah, similar. So that hasn't changed much. Maybe down to 12. Yeah, that hasn't changed much at all. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with fumbling. But they did say they tuned fumbling specifically. We'll see. That's still up for debate. I didn't see any fumbles today. Yeah, I didn't have any fumbles today in my games. Tapping the stiff arm button a second time before making contact with the defender will now cancel the stiff arm, so you can't just spam it. Is basically what I'm having. I know I heard you get a stamina boost. A stamina loss too with stiff arms, so it's hard to like stiff arm then pull away from the pursuit. Secure Tackler and Tackler Supreme will be able to out tackle the stiff arm, which is, changed because you used to be able to truck those two and stiff arm or juke and whatnot. But now you're not able to do it with stiff arm. Tuning to remove a speed burst when canceling play action fake. Tuning to increase the read defender's reaction on an inverted veer. I tested inverted veers on stream. Make sure and test your inverted veers before you run them. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. There was one out of split back out of Carolina that actually worked and got me downfield, even against like Myles Garrett's side. So inverted veer, it was very powerful, I believe, in like 25, and then they nerfed it 15. So it hasn't been good for what, 5 or 4 editions of Madden, and it might be back and might be okay. It's pretty decent, but we'll see with the increased play racket as MUT cards get better if it stays good. Tuning to increase the frequency of successful catches by offensive linemen and fake field goal plays, not needed. Tuning to decrease the frequency of AA control players diving in the pile or ball carrier late into after the play. I don't know. Didn't notice anything like this because I didn't have any fumbles. So we'll see what happens if you're still playing FIFA and kicking around the ball on fumbles or not. Tuning to avoid accurate passes, getting thrown too low in RPO plays. All right, cool. Bug fixes an animation. Fixed an issue causing a receiver to warp off the ground into a tackle following possession catch. So they buffed possession catches, it feels like. Because you guys remember that? You call it possession catch, and then like if the defender just like throws a hit stick randomly, and then you get risen up like the Undertaker, brought into a hit stick animation, and then drop the ball. So possession catch got a little bit of a buff, it looks like. Fixed an issue making it difficult to tackle the ball carrier during a standing hurdle. I saw that. These things were hilarious. Same thing with precision hurdle. Yeah, I didn't see it a ton, but I'm glad that they fixed it before it became an issue where people started exposing that. Fix an issue that sometimes prevents the ball carrier from being tackled while getting up off the ground. This is like that one broken play where like, you get not ruled down and you get up and then you just run off the end zone. Fix an issue preventing the quarterback from fumbling during a specific hit stick tackle. God dang. I hit stick like Andrew Luck twice one drive and he just took him and didn't even do anything with it. Didn't fumble the ball, just went down. That was real sad boy hours. Because when you hit stick a quarterback, like full on hit stick, that should be a fumble. Fix an issue causing the quarterback to sometimes get frozen on the ground after a sack fumble. Fix an issue causing AI control quarterbacks to sometimes drop back too far and take a big loss on sacks. That was hilarious. I don't know. Buffing AI control quarterbacks, whatever. It was unrealistic because they kept scrambling backwards, which was funny, but in the end, yeah, a little unrealistic. Fix an issue causing a defender to warp off the ground into sack animation. Again, the Undertaker has been nerfed. Rude. Fix an issue sometimes causing missed tackles with receivers right as the ball is being caught. Not something I purposely noticed, but when they say it, I can see that in the past, what's happened with me. Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned about like warp hit sticks right after catching the ball than kind of those missed tackles. I think those were a bigger deal. But warp, they didn't say anything about hit stick warping, so hopefully in the next patch. Fix an issue causing defenders to leave the coverage assignment after the QB would break a tackle. Fix an issue causing running back to slide outside of the play when flipping a fake jet. Fix an issue sometimes causing man coverage defender to run forward when defending a streak route. I never ran into that, but cool. I'm glad they fixed it if it was an issue. Fix an issue causing the ball to warp from one hand to the other. Fix an issue with the button mapping and the run fit play art. It used to be R2. It used to be LT or L2 and RT/R2 plus the square and circle, but now it's just down to LT/L2. Fix an issue preventing ball carriers from dropping the ball after the play is over. Fix an issue preventing block and release icon of appearing in head-to-head offline matches. I've had this problem in head-to-head online matches, but maybe it's just me. I don't really use block and release routes. I think they're the most underrated routes in the game right now. Something that we should kind of work more into our schemes, and they are good, but we need to remember to use them more often. Fix an issue to prevent halfbacks from entering the QB ball carrier stand and halfback passing plays. I really haven't had that many issues. I've tried the halfback toss pass and haven't seen that many glitches out of it, but maybe I just wasn't doing it right. Improvements to the pump fake mechanics so the QBs will pass the ball quickly after pump faking if spamming is detected. Cool. This Patriots Hoss juke concept. It can be really nice. So the playbooks, they said they're going to update the playbooks this year. They added one play. Funny that this Patriots Hoss juke concept that they advertised in the preseason took a month to get added to the game, right? Shouldn't have been in there at the start if they were advertising. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Regardless, it's pretty good. Cover 3, the outside guys stop and the inside guys run seams. The tight end, like it's more effective in real life when you have Gronk on the outside because you're still one-on-ones. But like this play is actually pretty glitchy. I tested on stream today. You're probably seeing this right over my voiceover. But like cover 3, the outside guys stop on hitches, so you can just throw them for a quick 5 to 10 yards, take it, cut up field. Against cover 2, they go on fades, and the middle guy is on a post pattern to beat cover 2 down the middle of the field. And then like the zone coverage, the tight end runs like a stop route, like it's a drag stop, so it kind of like gets into somewhere glitchy. Of course, a spy is going to cover that, but like against man coverage, the best routes, depending on the man coverage, of course. But that tight end route against man coverage is like an improved. You guys know how good zig routes are this year, right? Zig routes this year destroy man coverage. It's like a better, deeper zig. It's so hard for them to keep up with that. That tight end route, glitchy against man. The rest of them are just okay. The post pattern on like a cover 2 man isn't that good. But I know on off man coverage, the outside wide receivers will run hitch routes too. So that's really cool because they'll just catch their 5 yards and go upfield again against even off man. On man coverage, like man press, like I said, like cover 2 man. The post pattern's okay if you throw it, if you have a good enough receiver on break, but there's a good chance that it could get intercepted by that man coverage there. But any type of man coverage, the tight end route against man coverage, because it gets crazy separation. It has to be usered, or you know, you put another zone on the field there to hopefully stop it. But we know how zones work. So yeah. If you make the right reads in that Patriots Haas juke concept, man, it is crazy. The only thing I'd say there is, you know, because you have only 5 in to protect, you could probably blitz 6 or blitz 5 with a hover, and you could just get home to the quarterback before they can let any of it really develop that hard. If like maybe you do a press man type of situation against that Haas juke, but ooh. That's pretty good. I like it. I like that they're adding stuff to the playbooks, but only 1 play. We'll see what they get in the next patch. Hopefully we get some more plays, more formations, that stuff to help mix up the game a little bit. But I think the game's not too in a terrible place right now. The meta is a little stale, but that is what it is. Hopefully they can improve on that. Fix an issue causing Blake sections and play call screens for single back wing close flex. Fix an issue causing receiver to run backwards at the play fake. Cool. The wide receiver had no assigned route on single back doubles Y off. Hilarious. QB to keep the ball during handoff and West Coast far pro halfback sweep. That was one of my feedback things that was one of the bugs I found during the beta. Fix an issue sometimes causing the offense to leave the field when removing Hail Mary set from custom playbooks. This was an issue last year. It caused a lot of problems with soft lock, so the game wouldn't proceed, and people would just like, whoever quit out first loses. So I'm glad that's gone. I believe that's the one. It's either that or one of the... Yeah, I think it was the Hail Mary set. Fix an issue causing the read key to be on the wrong side of the field versus gun doubles, Y flex, offset, RPO, read flat, slant. Good. I'm glad that they're fixing a lot of the issues in these plays. Defensive play to reset after flipping the play and play call screen when defending no huddle. Yeah, there was a lot of glitchiness with no huddles this year and the plays changing on people. Maybe this is the issue. Maybe this took care of it. We'll see in the coming days. If I don't really no huddle, I don't face no huddle that much. I have faced it once in a while. But I haven't really noticed the play switch. No. I've seen it a few times, but I haven't seen anything after patch. Fix the primary target for Wildcat slot flex to punch pass be correct. Fix pre-play alignment issue in the big nickel over G defensive formation when aligning versus trips. Trips checks are hard for the computer somehow for like cover 4, cover 6, cover 9. So we're still seeing issues with that. It was an issue last year. But I don't know if match coverage gets really good. It's glitchy as hell. Then ultimate team updates. Overall displays have been fixed. Top players showing the default. They haven't fixed the top 3. That's a known issue. Prevent the user from being rewarded. Appropriate star. Okay. A solo thing. Play next challenge. Left stick lose functionality after entering the adjust lineup. Mutt Squad's leaderboard. And then multiple menu and interface improvements. So, and then some PC updates. So looking through that, and then plus what Mutt Leaks has said. We have a few things here in the Mutt Leaks. The last thing that I'll talk about for the patch, and then give my final thoughts. So midair tackle mod. So now it's easier to catch midair. So the mod basically he says higher chance of midair knockouts. So that's okay. But then like they buffed high points, right? High point modifier. Like, wait, did they say they buffed or nerfed it? Lower chance of knockouts on high points. This is a knockout. Knockout receiver high point mod. Yeah, so your knockout chance got lowered. So they buffed high point catches. But they nerfed regular midair catches. It's kind of a strange thing, right? So I don't know why they'd buff high points. That's what I don't get the most. Why would they buff high points? You know we hated that stuff last year, right? Why'd you buff it? And especially a stealth buff. They didn't mention anything about high points in the patch. Catch hit stick modifier, so catching the ball is now harder. Catch hit stick modifier. Catch tackle hit stick, right? More tweaks to hit sticks. We didn't say anything about hit sticks. Yeah, I think basically they make it harder to catch the ball taking a hit stick. Okay. And then coverage, man coverage, cover. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. So that's kind of what he has for the patch today. So overall, I talked about my biggest problems with the patch and not getting refunded, and it feels like there's so many issues that come out with these patches still between that double press play button thing and a lot of other things that it feels unprofessional. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.